So this is going to be a garden update video. We have 14 of our boxes in. You can see here. And we have, how many we have planted there, Mama? 10. 10 planted, and then the rest of them in the process of being planted. With our wood chipper, we've been chipping away as we're clearing the yard and putting a nice layer of chips down, which are really great for weed control. And they're nice for walking on, and then they drain well if we overwater the sprinklers. Sprinkle over the boxes. So Mrs. Wranglerstar is going to narrate, and we'll go through each one and show you what we got going on here.
Well, first of all, it's an experimental garden this year, and we realized we kind of planted a lot of things late, and we're also about 2,300 feet higher in elevation than we were before, so it's a little bit of hit or miss this year, and we're learning. But Cody made this beam trellis, and it is actually notched. There's no bolts or screws in it. And
miniature timber framed.
Miniature timber framed. And it's quite lovely, and so I can take it apart and use it and store it over the winter so it doesn't get destroyed. So we have got green beans on the right, and then on the left we've got tomatoes, some marigolds, and we've got sunflowers, and we have some squash there. We've got red cabbages, strawberries, marigolds again.
So how's the irrigation system working?
The irrigation system is fantastic. It's just turn a switch and everything gets watered. Over here we have charred spinach. The spinach isn't doing so well. We've got a little rosemary, marigolds again, different lettuces, and pulled out the basil. It bolted really quickly. In here we've got tarragon, parsley, cilantro, sage, oreganos, rosemary, arugula, etc. And headed over to this next section, we have some peppers, kale, fennel, some squashes, and some broccoli.
Looks like you forgot to plant this one.
Well, this actually has a little bit of babies in here, so we'll see how they go. We started them from seed in the house. We've got some basils, onions, leeks, chives, and peppers. So
and then this is for potatoes and carrots?
Well, we've got two that are kind of empty, planting on potatoes. We'll see what happens over there.
So do you like having the wood chips?
Wood chips are fantastic.
To walk on?
Yeah, it's much nicer to walk on than the dirt and grass.
You know, what's interesting I've noticed about the wood chips is that how well they hold the soil. We actually tilled and disked all of this here before we decided to do raised boxes. And when the wind comes up, you can just see the topsoil just blowing away. But it doesn't matter how windy it gets, the wood chips do not hold, they won't blow away. And I've also noticed, you probably have too, when you dig in them, the ground stays soft underneath of them.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Where even when this has been disked, just maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, it's as hard as a rock. Yep. So that's interesting.
Building some muscle.
So wood chips.
Yeah.
And then what do you have going on here?
We've got 2 different types of carrots. And then we've got watermelon, which is very late, but it's supposed to be a short maturity period, so we will see if that works out.
Okay.
We've got some tomatoes, and then we've got blueberries with sunflowers behind.
What's your favorite part about having a garden?
Just coming out and eating. I get to nibble as I work.
We have spent so much time out here in the evenings that now we're talking about putting a bench or some type of a sitting area, because it's pleasant to be out here. It's nice to sit out here, and every time you come out, something is growing and changing, and
the weeds are doing well as well.
Yeah. And it's an inspiring place to garden here, isn't it?
It's wonderful.
All right, have anything else to add? All right. Whenever anyone does a garden video on YouTube, or anything to do with gardening or planting or cooking, I always skip that.
This is boring.